Okay, it's time for story time, Zane. Now, this story is going to be about my weird experience in fourth grade. Now, I've had more weird things, but I'm just going to talk about one for today because, it would be a really long video if I talked about all of them. So, the first one is going to be about why fidget spinners in my school got banned. And, it was partially my fault, but honestly, it was 100% not. It's just everybody thought it was. And to start this story off, I'm just gonna say what kind of kid I was. So I was fresh in that school because I used to be homeschooled. So I was that kid that was too scared to talk during class because I thought I would go to the detention. And I was just the really nice kid that nobody hated. And if people talked about doing the quiet game, everybody would just be like, "There's no point, Beckham will win." That's the type of kid I was. So to start the story off, I'm gonna start with I'm just gonna start at the beginning. So I had a fidget spinner. If you had a fidget spinner in our school, you were cool. And I had a fidget spinner before a lot of people. And so a lot of people would ask to use my fidget spinner. And a weird thing happened to where people just would give me things to use the fidget spinner. And I didn't even make that rule. What happened was one person just gave me something for it. I don't think they really wanted it. I don't think they even did it for the fidget spinner. I think they just gave it to me just to give it to me. And then whenever somebody saw that person gave me something to use it, and then it just started a whole thing to where people started giving me things to use it. So I got a lot of candy, and I'm not proud of it, honestly. And then whenever somebody wouldn't give me something, everybody would be like, "You have to give them something to use it." And then I would just tell them, actually, they just made that up. Okay, now we're gonna start at the beginning. So where this starts was again, I had a fidget spinner before a lot of people, and every day, at the very beginning of school, because and me and Jewel were the first people at school every day, and I would let him use it for the assembly start every single day. And then for a week, I did that. I let him use it every single day for a week. And then one day, I don't let him use it because for all the time, I'm always letting people use it because I was that nice guy. And one day I didn't let him use it because I said I wanted to use it myself. And the half of the school day later, literally half of the school day later, half of the school day to using it to myself, somebody asked to use it, and I was getting tired of using it, so I let them use it. And again, they gave me something to use it. They gave me Pokemon cards. I just threw those out, though. And Jewel got so mad. He literally got so mad at it. Because he was like, "Oh, you didn't let me use the fidget spinner whenever I asked, but you let them." And I'm like, "Dude, I asked you that at the beginning of the school day. It's been half the school day of me just using it." But he didn't care, and he just kept getting mad. And then he didn't ask again, so I didn't end up even letting him use it because he never asked to use it again. So I just kept letting other people use it. And then the next day, he's even more furious than he was before. And what he would do was he would ask to get a drink of water and then just come over to my desk and just push my chair, away from my desk with me on my chair. And he would, when we had to line up for to go PE and things, and there was literally stop signs. My elementary was weird, honestly. And yeah, so whenever we would line up, he would push me out of the line and push me until I would go to the back. But I'm a nice guy, I wouldn't push back. And then what he would do is in the line, he would kind of punch me. Except for at the time he was really weak, so it didn't hurt at all. And I would just kind of laugh, and then that got him even more mad. So he'd hit me even harder, and I would just keep laughing because it kind of tickled. And also, he would give me the middle finger by putting a pin in the middle of his fingers and then just making it look like he's pointing up the middle finger. And I'm surprised my teacher didn't notice, because he did it a lot of times whenever the teacher was like just watching the class and not like looking away or anything. And like this went on for like 3 days. 3 days of just straight practically getting bullied for not letting him use my fidget spinner. And then one day, instead of doing any of those things, he just stared me down for like a minute or 2 minutes straight. And then he just left after like a minute or 2 minutes of just staring me down. And my teacher noticed that he was just staring me down, and my teacher was like, Beckham, why did he go? And I'm like, I don't know, but I think I'm about to be called to the office. And then a minute later, or 30 seconds, I don't know, I was called to the office. And I was pretty mad because I was in the middle of some book. I only was halfway through it. I had a lot of time left, but like after that, I probably would have a minute left. And whenever I got there, I knew it. It's not like I was getting checked out or something. Jewel and the principal were there. I'm like, what the absolute frick is this? So I just sat down, because like I'm not just gonna reject this because of how stupid it is. And she made me apologize. Before doing anything, she made me apologize. And I'm like, do you even know the story? Like, this kid is mental. Like, I shouldn't be in here. He should literally be in the counselor center alone figuring this out. I should get to use my whip. Like, I was actually really mad. Like, I obviously didn't say that, but I was thinking it. Like, but even worse. I was thinking that even worse. And I apologized because I'm nice. But while I was apologizing, it was hard to speak because those things were just going through my head. And then she had us tell the stories. He told the story. And this is what happens every time. They tell the story in a way that they only tell the part of the story that makes them look good. And by the way, he told the story wrong because there's no part that makes him look good. And then I told the full story. I even said something to make him look kind of good, because I was nice. And then I corrected myself because I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to tell the exact story the exact way. And then after she heard my side of the story, we're in 4th grade, okay? We're not going to we aren't savage. We aren't just going to keep denying the story. After she said, Jewel, is this true? He nodded his head in shame. Just straight, in defeat. And then she said, Beckham, you can go back to your class. And I was like, yes, I'm free from this horrible stuff. Like, I shouldn't have been there in the first place. And then I went back to my class, and then I realized that literally took 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. I literally had 2 minutes left to finish my assignment. I was pretty mad about that, not gonna lie. And yeah, that was story time. If you want to hear more about my 4th grade stuff, because there's some other weird things. That's probably the weirdest though. So if you want to hear some more, leave a like.